1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Appreciate that, Jose.
It'll be on your graphic.
San Antonio FC fans, here's the starting lineup for this evening's opponent, Reno 1868 FC. Number 5.
In the heart of Fiesta season here in San Antonio, and while everybody else throughout the Alamo City is hoping to collect a medal, SAFC and Reno 1868 FC looking to collect 3 points by the end of the night. Hi everyone, welcome to Toyota Field. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Lincoln Rose along with Lance Key, former MLS defender and Trinity University Hall of Famer back in his day growing up here in San Antonio. You have seen San Antonio soccer evolve so quickly over such a short period of time, and that's almost been highlighted single-handedly by what is happening here with SAFC.
Absolutely. I think the entire process has been expedited, and what they've done in terms of their affiliation with the San Antonio Spurs and what the Spurs have meant to this community as an organization, and I think meant to this city, and tying that into the game and helping to grow and evolve the game over the course of such a short amount of time has really been spectacular.
Now, that doesn't mean they've been immune to growing pains. Just last year, some struggles early on with a slow start, just really 6 weeks ramping up to the regular season for this squad. But now they see it in Reno 1868, a team that's going through some similar growing pains, still in search of their first victory.
Absolutely. I think it's so difficult to start a brand new organization in really a shortened window of time to try to come out straight away and be competitive and have everything underneath you. It's going to take a little bit of time in terms of transition and getting things organized within the squad and within the culture of the squad. And I think that's probably what you're seeing a little bit so far in Reno.
Conversely, now here in year 2, no sophomore slump for SAFC. In fact, their first 2 matches, the full 6 points. And for the first time last week, we saw SAFC trail for about an hour by a goal. Chris Tierpak pulls them back in. They take a point, already 7 points through the first 3 weeks.
Absolutely. It was a cracking equalizer, too. A great ball on a diagonal, took it down well, and really just finished it so nicely past the keeper. One of the goals that you just hope that you can score at some point in your career, and he certainly did that last week.
San Antonio looks to defend Toyota Field once again on this Saturday evening. Reno still in hunt of their first ever victory in the USL. Opening kick, starting lineups when we return to the Alamo City.
Sweet truck, Tony.
Thanks. Who wants some HEB Prime 1 beef?
I have a burger. Me too, with Gruyere.
I'll just have cheese.
That is cheese.
Oh, my bad.
You want any Vegemite?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Next.
Mind if I give you some tips?
Does that sign say cooking with pal?
Nobody could.
H-E-B Prime 1 burgers and steaks. Made fresh in-store with the top 2% of beef.
You could be cooking with Tony and Pao.
So I'm cruising here in my new Camry. You know, just following the nav's predictive traffic. That's when I saw smoke coming from the pet store. I called 911 on the Bluetooth and began the rescue. The owner gave me this as a reward. His name is Senor Bandito.
Wait, you got a new Camry?
The 2017 Camry with sporty looks and the latest tech. It'll surprise a few people. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it. You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time
Get down!
you always have
My back.
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, things.
are actually friendship.
When it needs to be ultra exciting, high flying, non-stop action, San Antonio FC Soccer's got you covered. When it needs to be high performing, hard working, high tech, super safe, built for comfort, and surprisingly affordable, Holt Cat has got you covered. With best-in-class cat heavy equipment, engines, generators, and more, plus legendary service and support, and the largest parts inventory and distribution network in Texas. Kick it into high gear with Holt Cat.
Beautiful Saturday evening for soccer here in the USL. 81 degrees here this spring weekend afternoon, now evening. Of course, we know everybody over in Reno enjoying those 60-degree temperatures as it'll start to cool off. Lincoln Rose, Lance Key here at Toyota Field, now a little over 4 years young in its existence here on the northwest side of San Antonio. But when you talk about this franchise, and not just the Spurs organization, but when you want to sign players, this home field advantage, what you have here in Toyota Field and the fans that pack this house each weekend evening, that is going to help you get players to sign that dotted line.
Absolutely. I think it demonstrates such a passion for the game and for the passion for the evolution of the game. You look at a facility like this, any player anywhere would love to play on a surface like this in this setting.
You see Chris Tierpak, the most recent SAFC performer to put a goal onto his resume this year, able to pull out a point against those Colorado Springs Switchbacks a weekend ago. Let's step aside now here for the national anthem. On display here in the Alamo City. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for our two clubs here today. First ever meeting between these two young USL franchises. First up for, well, the newcomers in the league for Reno. Matt Bersano on loan from San Jose with the Earthquakes out of MLS. They can see anywhere from 3 to 5 players any given outing from the MLS affiliate. As you take a look again at the starters, they will have Junior Burgos available off the bench with his set-piece capabilities, and Mateus Silva back with San Jose after making a couple of starts in the USL. We transition over to the home side for San Antonio. The captain is back on the back line, and Michael Reed. Darren Powell says there's no concern there, just want to every now and then give him an evening off and keep the fitness levels fresh for the full season ahead.
Yeah, it's about just managing your players, and obviously anytime you get a chance to put your skipper on the side to get him some rest and be in an environment where he can recover and then bring him back into the game tonight, it will certainly be a big boost for them.
Of course, Elizondo punctuates the top of the formation, and that's the man who's only allowed 1 goal through 3 weeks here in the USL this year. Homegrown product, MacArthur High School, former Brahma here in San Antonio, goes on to play his college ball Division III for Trinity. In fact, you and he shared the same head coach, Paul McGinley, still going strong in his 3rd decade at the helm of that Tigers soccer program.
Guy's a San Antonio legend in Coach McGinley, and certainly done a lot for so many players that have come through. It's great to see Matt have the success he's had over the last couple of years.
Cardone very much earned the starting keeper's job last season, his first in the USL for head coach Darren Powell of San Antonio. And again, Coach Powell, the only head coach that this club has now known. A great staff supporting him. You see both assistant Andy Thompson and Nick Evans to his right. Nick Evans fresh off a great showing up in Dallas with the professional development academies.
He's done such a great job organizing the academy for this organization, and just such a great man, and instills such great character in his players, and then obviously is a tremendous developer of talent.
And across the way for Reno, again, we talk about Matt Bersano out of San Jose, the Earthquake on loan, 24 years young, former Penn State Nittany Lion, as well as Oregon State Beaver in his college days. Will make his 3rd start back in frame, 6 goals allowed, 9 saves thus far for head coach Ian Russell's crew. And we talk about Ian Russell, the 41-year-old from Seattle. Now, when he was there, the Sounders were not yet in Major League Soccer, but he was able to play for the home club before playing 7 years in MLS, including for San Jose, 6 of his 7 years during his tenure. Long-time assistant coach for San Jose, even an interim head coach briefly with them. But the ties with San Jose and what they are doing in Reno, it's such a tight partnership between those two cities. Great communication on a daily basis to make sure that things are implemented the way the Earthquakes need it to be done to develop these players.
Yeah, I think it's so meaningful to have people that come from within your organization to be able to send them out and to take on new chapters and new challenges, and obviously going to do a great job there, I believe.
Cesar Elizondo stands over the ball in the center circle, just about set to go here for this Saturday evening of United Soccer League action here in San Antonio. Rafa Castillo, leading goal scorer a year ago. Sent one in touch as Tierpak unable to keep it in play early on. In San Antonio, wearing the trademark black and white kits with the red Toyota across the chest. Of course, Reno 1868 FC in their first year. 1 draw on the year, a pair of losses. That draw came against the Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2. A 1-1 contest back on April Fool's Day.
Obviously see some early season challenges for this side trying to get themselves organized. I think you'll see them come on as they get their feet underneath them, but it's going to take a little bit of time, undoubtedly.
A brief touch from Billy Forbes a moment ago. You'll be able to spot him easily with the bright orange shoes for San Antonio. Rafa Castillo has some boots to commemorate Fiesta as well. And that is a big deal here in San Antonio when the spring rolls around. It'll wrap up here at the end of the month of April. But there are major events happening just about every single night here in South Texas.
One might even call those some throwback San Antonio Spurs boots.
The old Fiesta colors. Quick touch here. Out to the wing, onto the feet of Noonan. Noonan will turn 26 years old in a couple days on the 18th. And San Antonio will quickly grab it back before intervening here. LaGrassa. Well, 50-50 at midfield. Hip to hip. And foul against Reno. We'll give this back over to San Antonio early on. Crowd continues to grow here on this Saturday evening. Fans making their way into the quarry here on the northwest side. Up ahead, looking for Forbes. That will get fans on their feet more often than not when they see that ball residing on the shoestrings of number 7. But nothing doing that time around, and that's to the credit of the back line of Reno.
Seeing a lot of touch exchange at the moment, not a whole lot of possession. I think both teams trying to organize and get a little bit of rhythm, but both teams struggling to do so early on.
See the great size on the back line at center back for Darren Powell and San Antonio. Specifically talking about Stephen McCarthy. Elizondo just cannot keep it in play. Back over to Reno. This is a Reno team that managed 3 goals in their last outing on the road in Salt Lake City against the Real Monarchs. The problem is they conceded 5, including 4 in that first half. That game was over almost at halftime, but to the credit of Reno, they made it a little too interesting down the stretch with the comeback effort. Ball sent into the box. Opportunity here, and Cardoni unable to get a glove on it. It'll be a corner kick coming up for Reno. A great set-piece opportunity for the visiting side.
Reno trying to get in behind early, getting on that left-hand side, and getting a nice ball across the center of the box. Always creates complications for the defensive group.
Jackson Ewell, one of the players on loan, making his 4th straight start here for Reno, will do the honors with that right boot towards the far post. And they will do it again now on the opposite end, but this time right in front of Mission City, the supporters firm, about as loud as they come.
That's right, that's right. Bringing some great energy tonight.
We don't pretend it's just a 2-man broadcast. Our microphones will pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night.
That last one an in-swinger, this one going to be an out-swinger.
We'll keep it tight. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting side, but we remain scoreless in the midst of minute number 5. McCarthy over the top. Was looking to connect with Elizondo.
Elizondo's wanting the ball on the floor.
Elizondo, the Costa Rican, joined San Antonio mid-season last year, his 2nd professional stint here in the Alamo City. Castillo will take a tumble as the foul called on Matt LaGrassa. Rafa Castillo, the Colombian, now 36 years old. We should all be so lucky to be in the kind of shape he is at 36.
Absolutely, he's a midfield warrior. He's done a great job for this city and for the game in this city over the last few years.
He and Billy Forbes reunited this year after being teammates in San Antonio a couple years back, bringing a professional championship here to the Alamo City. And Billy Forbes is plugged right back in. Castillo inside the 18. Right boot! Oh, it was on the money, deflected up and over the crossbar by Bersano. And a corner kick coming up now for San Antonio.
Great bit of individual skill, but you see him work all the way across to get that ball.
Not much more you can ask from Castillo. And he will handle the corner.
Would like to have probably gotten over that a little bit. Got under it just a tad.
Newnham is his short option. He'll go long. Looking for the header. Still with San Antonio. Forbes needs space. A nice job by Reno to survive that opportunity from the home side.
That last corner hanging up just a little bit too long. Really allow him to get that backside to really get through the ball and get it back across the frame.
A lot of times in this sport we'll throw out Just the phrase, getting to know one another. Not the case here. Both sides have to be pleased with opportunities they've had offensively.
Absolutely. Set pieces are such a big, important part of close matches and high-level matches anyway, and both teams getting a look at those early on.
Through the middle, Michael Reed again with plenty of rest. Up ahead to Forbes. He has Elizondo and Tierpak in the box. Castillo, a great distributor in his own right. Reno did not give him any opportunity. And 1868 briefly wins it back, and Elizondo says, I'm not done just yet.
Interesting, over the last couple of minutes, you're seeing Rafa and Billy getting over there and getting connected with one another. Two players great in combination.
Forbes. There'll be a line drive into the arms of Bersano. And Matt Bersano, the 24-year-old native of Chandler, Arizona, signed with San Jose mid-March last month. Last year, played a couple games in the USL with Seattle's S2.
Certainly provides a big frame in net for Reno tonight.
Change again. San Antonio continues to pressure that ball at midfield. Able to turn, Hoppino. Onto the boot of Yule. Shot from 25. It'll simply be a goal kick, another dangerous opportunity, and that's worth going for, especially when you're Dane Kelly. Already 2 goals this year, had a brace within a 7-minute span in their last outing to try to pull them back in what would have been a miraculous comeback against the Real Monarchs.
Talented player. They certainly want the ball on his boot as often as they can. Anytime he's getting a look inside the attacking third early on, can't blame him for going.
Kelly, the first ever player signed by this franchise. All-time leading scorer in USL with those 2 goals the other night. Becomes the first player to score 50 in this league.
Scoring 50 goals at any level is not easy to do. He's got 2 of the 4 they've got on the season thus far. You can see why.
Ball fed up ahead. Perhaps looking for Elizondo to make a run into that space. Not going to happen this time around, as Bersano able to reach out for that ball under his own terms.
I think San Antonio is going to have to do a good job of finding Elizondo's feet. Playing up top without a whole lot of support around him at that entry pass. They're going to have to find his feet earlier on.
This will be the 3rd corner kick already here in the opening 10 minutes for Reno. Cardoni will get the troops organized, the 23-year-old. Allowed his first goal of the season last week against Colorado Springs. And 3rd time, not the charm, so it would appear, for Reno.
Certainly a dangerous ball coming in, but really want to clear that first defender. Wasn't able to do so.
Brett Cochran on that back line, the Pennsylvania native, trying to thwart this opportunity for the visitors. Forbes, Elizondo is looking to give it back to Billy. Instead, it's a souvenir ball.
Yeah, I think just the timing of that. Maybe Billy take an extra touch and see if he can't get Elizondo into some space. Having to draw him way back into midfield there to try to link up in possession.
Rasa will feed it all the way out to the far wing. And Reno will reset through that back line right now with Jordan Morel making his first start of the year. Previously had played about a half hour off of the bench. And a goal kick for Matt Cardoni. Again, Lincoln Rose Lansky with you here at Toyota Field. Lance, a member of the Trinity University Hall of Fame, both played for the men's team, went on to lead the women's team to a national championship appearance right here on this venue. When Toyota Field was the host for NCAA Division III men and women, and it was an uncharacteristically chilly night.
Chilly would have been great.
were in the habit of dumping ice at the end of the evening and it'll melt by the next day. That was not the case. They had to delay a contest to scoop the ice off the pitch for the championship. As they'll work it back to Cardoni into the box. Matt allowed that goal last week in the 12th minute to Aaron King of the Switchbacks. As we are past that point already here for San Antonio. That's the only time they have trailed here in this young season. Already 7 points for San Antonio. They did not reach their 7th point in the table until their final match of April last year.
Yeah, like we said in the startup, it's going to take any team who's fresh and part of an expansion organization. It's going to take them some time to get their feet underneath them, and I think we saw that last year with San Antonio, and might possibly be seeing that this year with Reno. Certainly going to take a little bit of time, but that's what seasons are for.
And another opportunity here for Reno on a free kick coming up.
I think early stages of this game, Reno are going to be quite happy with the lack of rhythm in the game. San Antonio need to try to get hold of the ball, connect in possession, and try to establish that rhythm for themselves.
Jackson Ewell has played every minute of this season here in the USL. Will do the honors. 6th overall selection in this past year's Super Draft for MLS. 20-year-old former UCLA Bruin stands over the ball. A low line draw. Tierpak the first with the contact, and this one will simply be a throw-in coming up for Reno. San Antonio doing a good job with first contact on these set pieces.
Yeah, I think they'll certainly be happy with the way that they've managed them, but probably unhappy with the number that they've given away in such a short time.
Well, Reno was able to survive truly one great opportunity for San Antonio thus far, and have created several chances for themselves here to take a lead here at Toyota Field. Ultimately, the ball tapped back to Bersano.
Interesting, you're seeing a lot of back to front in terms of the design behind what the players are doing out there. I think both staffs would probably like to see them work through the ball, through the midfield, and try to organize, try to maintain possession. Thus far, nobody's been able to establish any.
That ball too tall for Elizondo, winds up on the chest of Morel. Cardoni with that trademark beard going strong, and he's getting greedy. He's working on the mullet as well.
Yeah, you know, I saw recently, at least I think I saw, that beard might have its own Twitter account. Can't confirm that, but that's...
I can confirm it has a Twitter account. I'll tell you, Twitter has not confirmed the account. As perhaps being official for those follicles. Oh, just got past Reed. Bersano well off his line, never hesitates, and able to avoid disaster as Elizondo was right on top of it.
It was a decent entry pass, and I think Reed just saw the opportunity to try to let that go through, just on the odd chance that Elizondo was able to get on the other end of it. Unfortunately, wasn't able to.
Stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 o'clock Eastern on Sirius XM FC. That's channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check out USLsoccer.com for those dates and times. Chris Tierpak, not a San Antonio native, but certainly deep ties to the region. Grew up Dripping Springs, just north of here. Had a cup of coffee with Chivas USA their final year in MLS, but he's a guy who led the Austin Aztecs on the PDL side under Paul Dalglish to a national championship. Plays for them when they joined the USL a couple of years ago. Of course, last year, a remarkable run with Swope Park Rangers in the USL, your Western Conference champions in this league. 3 goals in the postseason alone, ultimately falling to Red Bulls 2 in that final.
And certainly making his presence known here in San Antonio in a relatively short amount of time. We'll claim him.
Easy to spot with that headgear. Right now, just outside your screen. He'll look in for the rebound on the back post. Bersano does not allow him that opportunity with the punch out. Castillo.
Really was a good ball in from that left-hand side that last time, challenging the keeper.
And Billy Forbes in his own right, much like Rafa Castillo, very capable distributor, also a guy who can put the punctuation on an opportunity as well and find the back of the net.
Such a dynamic personality, both on the field and off the field.
Oh, great touch by Tierpak to set up Elizondo, but it steers wide.
Elizondo a little hasty there. Probably could have found Rafa's feet and created some combination there at the top of the D.
Well, Bersano's been a little bit busier in frame as of late.
Here's a look at that ball coming in the left-hand side. Not a bad service at all, just couldn't quite get anyone across the face of the keeper.
Bersano pointed out recently he is in the newest version of FIFA. They got the man bun right. They don't have the right number on the kit, though.
All right, well.
He'll take it.
He'll take it. We can't have everything, right?
Nice recovery by San Antonio, 18 yards away from Cardoni. Reed intervenes. And it'll be another corner kick here in this opening 20 minutes of play for the visiting side. Will this finally be the chance that Reno has needed to put that first goal on the board?
Yeah, you know, they haven't really taken their corners all too well thus far. Need a better delivery here. Looks to be an in-swinger coming through.
Those blue kids disperse around the frame, and they'll never find one. Elizondo taken down. Oh, the fans want to see a hand in the pocket. Probably not going to get it here. Hoppino just getting a verbal warning. And Elizondo needs to be careful as well.
Can't blame anyone for asking for it, but unlikely to get it in that situation.
Hoppino taking down one of the fan favorites, Elizondo. Again now, several years as a professional here in the Alamo City. As Reed breaks some ankles, bringing out the oohs and ahs. Forbes chests it down. Sends one across, was looking for Tierpak. They'll settle for a corner kick.
Fantastic take out of the air. Great first touch and a great service across. You're going to take a look at that here. Left-footed ball right across the edge of the 6-yard box. Just couldn't quite connect.
Mackenzie Pridham able to intervene at the last second. As Castillo will draw things up here.
The left-footed in-swinger from Rafa.
Left-footed delivery. Tierpak. Would not be the first goal off of that noggin.
Great to see Cochran getting up that left-hand side the last few minutes here. That's the third or fourth time, I believe, he's gotten there on the edge and try to get an entry service into the box.
Cochran will handle the toss here. Former Virginia Tech Hokie and Louisville Cardinal. Spent 2 years with Chicago Fire in MLS. Also saw time with LA Galaxy. Has started every minute of this USL season now in match number 4.
Certainly establishing a presence out there early on.
Lance, obviously you, a couple years in MLS with Colorado on that back line. There's just something about those 4 men that, if possible, manager wants nothing to do with pulling you out.
Yeah, it's just not a place on the field you want to have a lot of turnover. There's so much to be said for the camaraderie and just the way those players in that part of the field have to play together and alongside each other, and having that consistency is really important.
Oh, just fantastic, almost singular effort here from Hoppino. Hoppino, the 26-year-old out of Paris, France. Former All-American for Princeton.
Another set piece here.
This will be the second free kick along the perimeter of the box now for Reno. Jackson Ewell territory once again.
Kelly trying to get himself in the box there, just pulled down. 6 times now between set pieces and corner kicks.
Billy Forbes making sure everything's on the up and up. 23rd minute, looking for the opening strike. Back post too tall. Delivery just off the mark. If you could bring it down 2 inches, that could be trouble.
Yeah, it really wasn't a bad ball at all, just a little bit too high. Hung up on him a little bit at the end. But certainly a type of ball you want to see played across the box to give someone a chance to get on the end of. Nice to see Pekka getting some touches on the ball. Haven't really seen much thus far.
San Antonio was able to push numbers forward that time, but ultimately opportunity slips away. Back into the midfield for the home side. Castillo looking to restart things. Tierpak out one. From 18. They'll be shy of that near post.
Cochran again getting forward. Won't be happy with the final result, but certainly good to see him continuing to sustain that pressure on the left-hand side.
Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, log on to nikesoccer.com. Nike, a long-time supporter of professional soccer efforts here in San Antonio. Again, this is a side in the USL, San Antonio. The obvious connection is with the Spurs and the decades now of success over there, but this is an entity in Spurs Sports and Entertainment. Everything they touch, a professional element to it, and we saw that when they go to Orlando and hire the former president of the USL and Tim Holt to come over and run the operations, giving him basically full command.
That's right. I think that's something that resonates with so many people across the sport industry, that transcends the game of soccer, certainly transcends the game of basketball. It's just such a phenomenal organization, and everything they do, as you said, is of the highest quality, the highest standard, and certainly what they're doing here seems to be just in line with everything else.
Tim Holt was there for Orlando City SC's transition from the USL to MLS. Brings Darren Powell over from that same franchise to head up the coaching duties.
So much about the Spurs organization being about leadership. I think they've done a good job of identifying the key personnel to be able to come in and lead the transition of this organization from a soccer standpoint into immediate success, and I believe we'll see that.
Brittam will tap it back this time to LaGrassa. Some space out wide to work with. This one from distance, top left corner denied by Cardoni. But a corner kick coming up for Reno.
Looks like he might have caught Matt cheating a little bit forward on a service and just try to catch him on the back post there. Certainly extended him.
Hoppino, we've seen him with great moments on both sides of the pitch, both left and right. And this header will go over the crossbar. Another corner kick coming up. Well, Matt Cardoni has made some brilliant stops in his career. He's no stranger to stopping penalty kicks more often than not, as we saw last year. Feared the beard, quickly caught on. And yet the next corner kick here. Reno, as they would understand here in San Antonio, just keeps pounding the rock.
Yeah, you know, they've done a good job of putting pressure on SAFC's back line and getting something out of it in terms of set pieces, but just haven't been able to deliver.
We talk about the obvious Spurs connection here in the backyard of SAFC. Reno actually same ownership as the Indiana Pacers, as well as the WNBA and NBA D-League franchises, and of course the Reno Aces, their co-tenant at their home stadium. From inside the box, briefly spills from Cardoni, but he's got it.
Yeah, it didn't trouble him at all, but Jackson Ewell certainly a bit of creativity individually there at the edge of the box. Was able to get a decent look, just wasn't able to quite get hold of it as he wanted.
Ewell, the consistent starter at the U18 level and the U20 level for the United States national teams, representing the red, white, and blue over in Germany and Czech Republic, among other places. Still looking for his first goal in the USL this year. Tierpak unable to turn. And here comes Reno once again.
A lot of space there for Hapano as the ball came across. If he had that back, probably would have taken it out the other side.
Antoine Hapano has again played every minute this season, now in his 4th start. Last year, 12 games with another upstart team in Cincinnati, and what a brilliant year it was as an organization for FC Cincinnati last year, debuting in the USL. Reno not going away. Within 25, but just too many dance partners there representing San Antonio. Tierpak is able to turn, has some space. And finally the foul. Chris Tierpak will win. Very much earned a set-piece opportunity here for San Antonio.
Yeah, he earned that one all on his own. Doing a good job of just holding 2 players off, keeping possession, just to try to get something out of it. Unfortunately, he was able to get a set piece there.
You'll have both Rafa Castillo and Ben Noonan in the vicinity for this kick.
This is a ball Rafa certainly has the ability to put past the keeper. We'll see what he does with it.
And San Antonio capture the opening advantage here in this first half. Right into the wall. Noonan delivers far post. Ibiaga out to Forbes, who just could not settle the ball.
It's a great ball in from Noonan.
Forbes past 2 defenders. Oh, fed one right into the heart of the 18, but San Antonio couldn't capitalize.
It's exactly what you want. Billy Forbes with the ball at the edge of the box in a little bit of isolation, being able to carry himself into the box. Just probably wasn't the right decision in the end. Would have liked to see him carry that a little bit longer.
Cardoni buys time for some of his back line, including Ibiaga, which had pushed forward for that attack to gain their breath and get back in form. Half hour complete here in San Antonio between SAFC and Reno 1868. 1868, of course, a nod to the founding year for that city.
McCarthy doing a nice job coming in from a central back position to win possession back and get it connected. Unfortunately, just not able to keep that connection going.
And you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around this league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Monday evenings at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC. That's channel 85 on XM. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC airs the USL Game of the Week. You can check it all out on uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Darren Powell has a great vantage point of Reno winning that ball back for a toss. And a quick touch from Kelly, sends it through the midfield.
Starting to see Reno settle in a little bit, have a little bit more of the sustained possession, I think even more so than SAFC have.
Oh, Jackson Ewell was looking for the give and go. The problem is he gave and then was decked.
He certainly got it back.
Otherwise, a great feed. You could see it all developing. He ran right into that 6'5" wall.
Just a little bit of professionalism there from McCarthy. Knew he was beat off the service and just wasn't going to let him in behind him.
Stephen McCarthy, one of the returners this year for San Antonio. Ewell from straight away. Lobs one top of the 6, and that is an exposed back line briefly as Cardoni came up.
Yeah, he dropped it just inside that space. Really difficult for Matt Cardoni to come out and get it, but also difficult for the defenders to drag back on. Just a great little drop in that location.
Another look, a scary moment. Your keeper off the line, you have to win this ball. And the captain is able to do exactly that, poking that right boot in there. About to wrap up with the 33rd minute. First ever meeting between San Antonio and Reno.
Seeing a lot of these isolations as they're getting the ball into that attacking third. Lots of individuals, but not a whole lot of collaboration. I'd like to see them get together and collaborate more and start to look for some combination to get themselves into the edge of the 18-yard box.
Ibiaga will advance that ball along the back line. Forbes again has the fans rising to their feet. This time from 10. San Antonio takes the lead here in the opening half in the 34th minute. It's Billy Forbes.
Just as I was saying, a little bit too much individual skill. You see here some tremendous individual skill from Billy on the turn. Beat the defender and see him beat the goalkeeper there near post. Just fantastic individual skill and a nice tidy finish.
A little left-footed delivery postmark from Turks and Caicos.
Absolutely.
Third goal on the year for Forbes. Could it hold up to be his second game winner? Matt Cardoni back in frame, has a lead to protect now.
Absolutely. I'd be surprised to see that be the last goal of the game, but certainly gives a little bit of comfort to the big fella in the back. And from the other side, you really want to get Billy the ball as often as you can, and it's nice to see him be able to get the ball with some space to carry and what he can do in that space.
Reno looking for the quick answer after being a part of an 8-goal affair last weekend. Cardoni may have gotten a fingertip on it, nothing more. It'll be a corner kick here for 1868. And there'll be a little red smoke to contend with. Mission City still celebrating Billy Forbes' go-ahead goal. Reno looking to put an end to that celebration and pull even. Morel will redirect this ball, and a fair catch by Matt Cardoni.
Yet another corner. SAFC surrendering. Certainly not the way you want to bounce back from a goal scored with those all too critical couple of minutes either side of a finish. You see just how dangerous it can be if you settle in and continue to celebrate that goal for just too long. Next thing you know, you're defending one.
Billy Forbes comes out of Lubbock Christian University, Division II soccer standout. Signs mid-season professionally a few years ago with San Antonio in the NASL. Instant impact, comes in as a second half sub, had 2 assists in that ball game, including a game winner. And through his time in the NASL would have more assists than any other player, but he's a guy in a situation like this that can put goals on the board or deliver to Castillo. And Rafa denied, this time by Bersano.
Again, you see just how dangerous he is out in those big open spaces and those wide channels. But absolutely, when he came to San Antonio, was an immediate impact. Loves that left foot. Just drug it back from the end line. Rafa just not able to connect as he wanted.
Andrew Tarbell made the one start this year when Matt Bersano was not in frame. Bersano, one of the players on loan from San Jose. San Antonio, again, the affiliate of New York City FC. As Reed again will win this ball back. So Reno has controlled the set piece opportunities, but it was through the run of play. A brilliant effort from Billy Forbes to again give San Antonio a lead to work with in this young season. Oh, nice space, tries to thread a needle. It'll go wide, no need to intervene for Cardoni. As ultimately the shot just off the mark from LaGrassa. LaGrassa part of a developing Cal Poly pipeline for Reno. And we will have play come to a halt. Castillo is down. Earlier it was Elizondo, and Elizondo does in fact come over to San Antonio's bench. Looked like he had a flat tire. Elizondo, outside of your shot right now, is in fact replacing his boots. So this to benefit multiple San Antonio players right now. The concern at the moment for Rafa Castillo, and that's a familiar look.
Yeah, I never want to see him down, but didn't really see anything that happened. I don't know. Looks like he's holding that left leg. I don't know if it had anything to do with his disconnect or misconnect there in the box that last time through, but I didn't see anything happen to warrant him going down.
Looks like a good old-fashioned 80-degree evening cramp.
Absolutely.
Elizondo got a couple of fresh tires. And once again, fans, Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. I look forward to getting Castillo back on the pitch as soon as possible for Darren Powell.
Just perhaps a little bit of savvy from the 16 in midfield.
As Matt Cardoni did not have the chance to work with the lead last weekend for the first time this season. San Antonio has scored at least one goal every match thus far here in 2017. Nuno able to toss it back in, and the center backs will link up. Fewer blonde locks these days on that head of Ibeagha, who admitted to perhaps trying to reproduce what we saw this season from Odell Beckham Jr. with the blonde hair. Still easy to spot with the green boots. As the toss coming in from Kip Colby.
Yeah, he's such a big presence in that back line alongside McCarthy, and the size of Cardoni in the back. That's a pretty significant presence there from those three.
Greg Cochran shrugging the shoulders. So another opportunity here following the foul for Reno. A bit farther out, just inside that far touchline. You hear all the communication inside the box. San Antonio tries to stay organized, and of all people, it's Billy Forbes who is able to put a head on it. Need a little more arc.
Yeah, anytime you're serving the ball into the box off a set piece, it's so important to clear that first defender. That's exactly what he was not able to do there. Billy did a good job of getting on the end of it, clearing the danger.
Billy generously listed at 5'9".
Quite generously.
Cheer-packed Elizondo. And Reed looking for Billy to win this one. Not going to happen. Elizondo with the foul. So Billy Forbes with a goal in the 34th minute has San Antonio out ahead here in this opening half. Inside of 4 minutes scheduled here in this first period of play. Lincoln Rose, Lance Key with you. Lance grew up here in San Antonio, played his college ball here, and You always love to see a D3 story able to make it big in MLS.
I don't know if I ever made it big, but I appreciate that.
Pretty big time in the Trinity Hall of Fame. Comes back to lead the women's program. Oh, great move. It's Hoppino. Left-footed delivery. Nobody to play with on that back post.
It's a couple times for Noonan there, getting isolated out by himself on that right-hand side of their back line for San Antonio. Allowing some dangerous balls across the box there.
Hoppino has been one of your standouts, hands down, here today for the visiting side. Don't think Reno did not take in the full San Antonio experience yesterday. Pictures on social media of them along the Riverwalk.
I'm sure the Tourism Council will be happy with that.
Tierpan. Looking for Elizondo. Just a tad tall. And it's right back over to San Antonio. Oh, Elizondo. It's amazing that the fans here can still be impressed by what they see on every single night from these great athletes. Castillo with a line drive. It's Bills from Bersano, but nobody to clean it up.
Finally seeing the fruits of some combination play from that midfield group as they enter the final third.
Matt Bersano still only conceding that lone goal from Forbes. Still a chance to pull even here in this opening half for the visiting side. They'll regroup. Morel. Again, his first start for the Canadian.
See a little bit of patience here from Reno up until that point.
Anticipate 2 additional minutes here in this opening half, following the brief delay for Castillo and the lone goal. Oh, precise footwork from Morel. Ample space, full speed ahead. Oh, off the heel of Forbes, and he would love to have it to do all over again.
He was wanting that ball out in front of him. Cochran just played it into the back of his inside foot.
No heroics from Hoppino that time down.
It's a good win back from McCarthy. Getting Cochran going down that left-hand side again. Although I don't think he's going to be too much in a hurry as they're trying to close out this half.
SAFC playing into the wind here in this opening 45, but with the fans at their back. Perhaps one last opportunity. Forbes just can't get it to settle.
He was of two minds there as that ball came in.
You imagine the burden, again, if you're a player like Forbes or Castillo, where you aren't singularly always looking to do the same thing, attack or distribute. You have the luxury of doing either, and sometimes you're caught debating it, and that split second will cost you.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you saw there with Billy. Wasn't sure if he wanted to take that down to the end line or bring it across the face of that defender. But you'll take those moments in the midst of the many good ones he gives you.
So they'll feed it again back through Morrell, the center back, former standout for Syracuse. And there's your whistle. Opening half complete. The lone goal coming from Billy Forbes has San Antonio ahead, looking to collect a full 3 points and celebrate Fiesta style, wrapping up this 3-game homestand.
Yeah, what a great finish. I think you're seeing the fruits of so much of activity on that left-hand side of the park for SAFC. On the other side, you're looking at a lot of opportunity, certainly in the final third, being created just by being able to sustain possession and create dangerous chances from Reno. But unfortunately for them, they just weren't able to capitalize on any of the service from those set pieces into the box.
We step aside for a moment. We've reached halftime. SAFC out ahead of Reno 1868, 1-0.
They start so small, but bring big life changes. They are now your entire world. And that's why buying a home, protecting your assets, and setting up your family's future requires the right planning and expertise. Your cargo is precious, and your journey is just beginning. It's your story, and we can help. SWBC.
Look for the silver door, Timmy.
All right, here we go.
Timmy!
What is this place?
Welcome to the Spurs Retirement Club.
This is nice.
Here we have all-you-can-eat H-E-B Prime 1 steaks.
Awesome.
And here's your monogram steak, sir. Cooked to perfection.
Plus our unlimited supply of Creamy Creations ice cream. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
H-E-B Prime 1, just like they serve in the finest restaurants.
Gotta crank this party up a notch.
What if miracles were the norm, not the exception? What if the biggest discoveries were focused on the smallest? What if we made life not so fragile? 15 years ago, we built a hospital dedicated to children. We knew by always asking, what if, we could discover what's next. It's why more parents have trusted Methodist with their children's care for 50 years. Methodist Healthcare.
So I'm cruising here in my new Camry. Just following the nav's predictive traffic. That's when I saw smoke coming from the pet store. I called 911 on the Bluetooth and began the rescue. The owner gave me this as a reward. His name is Senor Bandito.
Wait, you got a new Camry?
The 2017 Camry with sporty looks and the latest tech. It'll surprise a few people. Toyota, let's go places.
Last week at San Antonio FC, the USL Experience completed a second year of unprecedented success. The USL Experience provides Super Y League players with a comprehensive look into the North American professional landscape, where they can experience life as a pro at a level never before visited.
No, we're really pleased to host the USL Experience here in San Antonio. The players get to experience what it's like to be a professional player. They've interacted well with our current players over lunch, and we're looking forward to watching them play. I know they've trained this morning and looking forward to the games this evening, and as a staff we're looking forward to watch them play.
The USLX event has given our players a great opportunity to participate and play against players from all across the nation, which serves as a great development opportunity for our kids. Obviously, Texas is a big state, but when you get the opportunity to play against kids from across the nation, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right now at their age groups.
Rewind to the inaugural 2016 USL Experience hosted by FC Cincinnati. During halftime of the River Cities Cup versus Louisville City FC, USL Experience players walked out onto the field in front of a 20,000 capacity crowd at Nippert Stadium and were recognized as the future of the game. That's not happening anywhere else in the country. A year in the making, the USL Experience at San Antonio FC looked to build on the accomplishments of FC Cincinnati and achieved great success with a 2017 event unlike anything else currently available to youth players. During the event, these athletes experienced a full media day, including professional photo shoots, press conferences, and interviews conducted by USL Experience and San Antonio FC staff in stadium suites overlooking the beautiful Toyota field. The experience intensified as players stepped onto the pitch for the first time, flying through competitive training sessions conducted by invited Super Y coaches who continued to evaluate players throughout the event. College coaches and U.S. Soccer Federation scouts attended USL experience matches as the players challenged the San Antonio FC ETP and Rio Grande Valley Academy teams. In addition to their own match experience, players witnessed firsthand the professional matchday experience of San Antonio FC, which included access to a closed-door training session, lunch with the first team, and the opportunity to learn tactics from head coach Darren Powell in a strategy session before the season home opener. The 2017 USL experience culminated in spectacular fashion as players celebrated San Antonio FC's first home triumph of the season with a 3-0 victory over LA Galaxy 2. By providing an event such as this, the USL has become a leader through its commitment to youth development. The USL experience is breaking barriers by making professional soccer and the professional dream more accessible. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Sweet truck, Tony. Thanks. Who wants some HEB Prime 1 beef?
I have a burger.
Me too, with Gruyere.
I'll just have cheese.
That is cheese.
Oh, my bad.
You want any Vegemite?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Next.
Mind if I give you some tips?
Does that sign say cooking with Pal?
Nobody could.
HEB Prime 1 burgers and steaks, made fresh in store with the top 2% of beef.
You could be cooking with Tony and Pao.
So I'm cruising here in my new Camry. You know, just following the nav's predictive traffic. That's when I saw smoke coming from the pet store. I called 911 on the Bluetooth and began the rescue. The owner gave me this as a reward. His name is Senor Bandito.
Wait, you got a new Camry?
The 2017 Camry with sporty looks and the latest tech. It'll surprise a few people. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage. You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time
Get down!
you always have
My back. My back.
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, yes, things.
are actually friendship.
When it needs to be ultra exciting, high flying, non-stop action, San Antonio FC Soccer's got you covered. When it needs to be high performing, hard working, high tech, super safe, built for comfort, and surprisingly affordable, Holt Cat has got you covered. With best-in-class cat heavy equipment, engines, generators, and more, plus legendary service and support, and the largest parts inventory and distribution network in Texas. Kick it into high gear with Holt Cat.
See, the trick is you just shut your eyes.
You gotta
and
let it go
kick.
in.
Shut your eyes and swing. And then, are we running over to the side?
Yeah, for sure.
The celebration has
I gotta
included.
go punt it in the goal again.
That's where I reach the top speed is.
Dude, that floated in the goal. What's the goalkeeper doing?
I don't know.
So essentially, you guys get 3 opportunities to replicate, goal of the year. But it all depends on Ben's service. So if he hits a bad service, you guys can nix that one. But 3 good services, you get 3 shots. And yep, let's hope so. 6. Then we're gonna be here all day.
All right. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it was there!
That's not in. She's on the camera. Holy crap. She's videotaping all this. Look at all the blooper reels.
I slipped. That's a foul.
That is a foul.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Not bad, Greg. Not bad.
That didn't bounce. That doesn't count.
There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Whoa. Hey, I realize our chests aren't as big as yours, Ben, but, we're not first team all chest over here.
Oh, beauty.
Oh, that's great. What a ball!
Well, whatever. 0 for 6.
Get out there and vote for it, right? Goal of the week.
Goal of the year. Goal of the week.
And goal of the year eventually, but goal of the week. Go out and vote for it.
Slap hands.
Yep, slap hands, slap hands.
Slap hands. Country corner right here.
You already got me.
What are you doing? Oh, first time. Do it now. Let's do it now.
At least you only get it in goal.
I want to reenact that. That was funny. Reenact that one and you get 2 points.
They start so small, but bring big life changes. They are now your entire world. And that's why buying a home, protecting your assets, and setting up your family's future requires the right planning and expertise. Your cargo is precious, and your journey is just beginning. It's your story, and we can help. SWBC.
Look for the silver door, Timmy.
All right, here we go.
Timmy!
What is this place?
Welcome to the Spurs Retirement Club.
This is nice.
Here we have all-you-can-eat H-E-B Prime 1 steaks.
Awesome.
And here's your monogram steak, sir. Cooked to perfection.
Plus an unlimited supply of creamy creations, ice cream. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
H-E-B Prime 1, just like they serve in the finest restaurants.
Gotta crank this party up a notch.
What if miracles were the norm, not the exception? What if the biggest discoveries were focused on the smallest? What if we made life not so fragile? 15 years ago, we built a hospital dedicated to children. We knew by always asking, what if, we could discover what's next. It's why more parents have trusted Methodist with their children's care for 50 years. Methodist Healthcare.
So I'm cruising here in my new Camry. You know, just following the nav's predictive traffic. That's when I saw smoke coming from the pet store. I called 911 on the Bluetooth and began the rescue. The owner gave me this as a reward. His name is Senor Bandito.
Wait, you got a new Camry?
The 2017 Camry with sporty looks and the latest tech. It'll surprise a few people. Toyota, let's go places.
Billy Forbes with the lone goal in the opening half, delighting the thousands on hand here at Toyota Field as we welcome you back to San Antonio. Again, Lincoln Rose along with Lance Key. We're certainly mindful. Great turnout over there at the Old Bridge Pub in Reno, Nevada, with the Battleborn Brigade and all the other supporters tuning in here today. And we sad you couldn't join us here in San Antonio, but an entertaining one to say the least. Both teams have had opportunities in that first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Reno's done a great job of getting themselves into the final third and creating some half chances that have resulted in some set-piece opportunities for them, which has been a great way for them to generate opportunities and create some danger for the back line of SAFC and the goalkeeper. On the other side, I think San Antonio have done a great job of getting down the left-hand side in particular and exploiting that wide channel between Cochran and Forbes, being able to get into that final bit of space and create some dangerous balls across the face of goal. And ultimately the game, the one that got San Antonio FC up 1-0.
It was an eventful opening 45 minutes of play. We take a look back at those highlights from the opening half. Again, both teams with more than their fair share of opportunities. Reno, you'll recall all those corner kicks that they were able to amass, but nothing doing.
Yeah, as we mentioned throughout the broadcast, I think just unfortunately weren't able to get the delivery they wanted. And then you see a lot of SAFC's actions really getting into the final 10, 15 yards of the field and getting balls served across the face of goal have really created danger for the Reno backline and goalkeeper.
Matt Bersano kept busy in that opening half. Cardoni, perhaps the scariest moment, trying to defend that top 90.
Yeah, did a great job of working himself back into position to tip that over the bar.
It was Hopino that continued to put him on notice as well as the rest of SAFC.
Yeah, I think between Hopino and Yule, they certainly were creative in their final third. Here you see Yule getting himself into the box, just not quite able to get off what he wanted, but certainly created some dangerous opportunities for Reno through that first 45.
As Bersano near the end was able to limit it to just a 1-goal opening half, but anytime Billy Forbes is even, he's leaving. That time, the speed to his advantage.
Absolutely. A great turn in an isolated 1v1 situation. Did a good job of continuing to carry into the box here and then slipped it past the goalkeeper on the near post. He's such a dangerous guy when the ball's at his feet and he's running forward. So difficult to defend.
So San Antonio, for the third time through 4 matches, has a lead to work with. We are at halftime here at Toyota Field. A 1-0 affair. As we take a quick look at the opening half stats, what stands out to you?
Well, I think obviously the 4 shots on target to 1 speaks to maybe the number of chances that Reno have created off of set pieces, but just not able to get anything productive off of it. And then you look at the corners, 7-2. There's all those set pieces there. And then the interesting part to me is the 55.6 to 44.4 in terms of possession. Obviously, I think as the game wore on, San Antonio FC was doing a little bit better job of maintaining the ball. Certainly as they built up through the middle third of the field into that final third.
And you have to imagine here in this young season for the young franchise out of Reno, a team that has 1 point in the table right now. But if you watch their matches, so much promise at various times and consistently throughout the first half of this match. This is just the way that it has been playing out so far.
Yeah, you can certainly see with the players they have going forward, they can be dangerous. And they have been dangerous thus far this first half. I think in terms of being a little bit more productive in the final third, so much of that is timing. So much of that is just the understanding of personnel and being accustomed to the type of service and the type of runs players make. And all of those things are going to come as they build through this season.
Well, it's far from the 4-1 deficit they faced this past weekend against Real Monarchs. The boys in blue getting set to go after emerging from the locker room. As we are just about ready to go for the second half, SAFC and Reno 1868. This is one of 2 regular season meetings between these two sides. They'll do it again in Reno in mid-August. You know, something exciting for both these teams to look forward to earlier this week. The draw was announced for the U.S. Open Cup, the 104th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. A great run last year by San Antonio in their inaugural campaign. Made it all the way to the 4th round against MLS side Dynamo in Houston. Now, the question of whether you'll host or not for San Antonio, that'll depend on the outcome. They'll be either playing at the Houston Dutch Lions or they'll welcome the NTX Rayados if NTX Rayados are able to prevail. That'll be on May 17th, Wednesday. That same day, Reno will enter things, but they are headed to the state of Washington regardless. You flip a coin for the chance to host, but conflicting date with the Reno Aces. They share that same ballpark. But I know the fans are looking forward to a chance to cheer them on in that great tournament.
Yeah, I think home matches in the midst of your season worth of fixtures are always great for those Open Cup games. You certainly want to be at home as often as you can be.
Very few things more rewarding in the young season than toppling a team in a higher division. In this case, having a chance to go toe-to-toe with an MLS side.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what the two teams do in terms of adjustments in their organization, how they approach this second half.
Our referee Tyler Mitchum is AR's Tony Obis, and a second-generation official in Kaylee Terry, her dad Kevin, a former FIFA referee. Benny Del Castillo at the table today as our 4th official. How about that? Always a good sign when the officials' names aren't mentioned until the opening minutes of the second half.
They've done a great job of managing the game, and that's what you want out of them.
Rose along with Lance Key here at beautiful Toyota Field on the northwest side of San Antonio. Easy access from throughout the Alamo City, as well as from just up north in Austin.
Certainly a great night for it. Wind blowing here from right to left.
Ibiago will swing it out to his fellow center back. Elizondo with his second set of boots on the night. Well, that's just a good old-fashioned screen, right?
Yeah, I think so. Elizondo will be happy. That's the second time now in these opening minutes of the second half where they've been able to find his feet. Something they weren't able to do as much, I think, as they would have wanted to there in the first 45.
Of course, both teams now switch halves. For Matt Bersano, that means he's no longer at the mercy of the Gardeners, who reside over in the Beer Garden, one of the 4 major supporters groups here in San Antonio. The Gardeners even on social media asked me, do you have any inside scoop on Bersano? We weren't going to go that direction, but then both supporters groups from both franchises, a little get-to-know-you face.
That's right.
He'll now be getting an earful from both the Crocketeers and you see off in the distance Mission City.
That's right.
Even when a former San Antonio pro, John Kempen, came to town a couple weeks ago, no mercy for the visitors. Ball slips through. Reno was hoping for a handball called in the box against McCarthy.
Kelly having a little bit of tough time creating separation off of those 2 central defenders.
Hoppino. Again, one of the bright spots of that opening half for Reno.
Good work back there from Elizondo.
Look at San Antonio and the personnel that second-year head coach Darren Powell is able to put out there all at once in the midfield and up top with the forwards. Just so many opportunities with these athletes to score from anywhere.
Yeah, it's a really good side. I think that's part of developing out of your first year as an expansion franchise. Not only developing a culture, but developing some consistency and some continuity within your personnel.
Offside flag is up. And that ball will never make its way to the finish line with Matt Cardone. And there is a rare look, and this tells you the way things are going for San Antonio. A rare look at Dane Kelly of Reno. Again, a couple goals last week. He was teammates with Tierpak on last year's Western Conference Championship squad with Swope Park and those Rangers in Kansas City. USL side of Sporting KC. But to San Antonio's credit, they've kept the ball away from his feet for much of the night.
Yeah, he's got game-changing ability at any point in time, but they've done such a good job of not allowing him any separation, so they really haven't been able to find the feet of Kelly throughout the course of play here at Reno.
Dane Kelly now several years removed from his rookie season over in the Jamaican Red Stripe Premier League when he was their top scorer. Since then has been able to make a name for himself here in the States. Kelly looking for the 50-50, won't get to it. You understand when you kind of start to slow down when there's that 6-foot shadow from McCarthy creeping towards you. Elizondo hoping to get back to the 50-50, can't do it. Just too heavy of a delivery. So Bersano 7 goals allowed through 3 matches, starting in front. It just takes one mistake or one great opportunity to pay off for Reno to pull this one level.
Yeah, I definitely don't think SAFC are settled with being at 1-0. Obviously, they want to be smart, not put themselves in unnecessary risk, but at the same point, certainly won't sit back and wait to see what happens. I think Reno just have the ability going forward to create so much. You don't want to wait and be at their mercy.
Pressure being applied by the captain. The feed back up ahead through Colby. Just a misstep. And they'll play the advantage. Tierpak had that lone goal last week.
Good bit of
Here's Forbes. Billy. score.
Great piece of skill there from Tierpak coming inside.
He'll be his own harshest critic.
Yeah, Billy does a nice job of getting around the keeper and just can't quite tuck it under the bar there.
Chris Tierpak helped set it all up.
What a fantastic first touch from Billy off that diagonal ball.
Billy Forbes last year was in Oklahoma City, not with the energy of the USL, but with the short-lived Rayo OKC of the North American Soccer League. Again, they were tied to Rayo Vallecano overseas, and when that first division side got relegated, that spelled a quick end to the pro side in the States. And Billy, who never failed to keep up with Rafa Castillo and his connections here in San Antonio, was welcomed with wide arms here back home. Tierpak. Rare touch for Castillo here in the second half as Tierpak will slip inside the 18. And Ibiaga, the guilty party, on the foul. So Reno with a kick coming up from midfield, down by a goal.
Yaga just coming through the back of him there.
Pridham, who hit the deck a moment ago there. Another one of those Cal Poly products. Drafted a few years ago in the Super Draft by Vancouver. Kip Colby trying to keep this opportunity alive. Colby's had a chance to represent his home country over in New Zealand. Here's the Costa Rican. Left-footed delivery, never gets off the skirt of the grass.
Yeah, certainly didn't like the way it looked on his right foot there. Cut it back onto his left. Probably had a better angle with his right, though.
And Ibiaga will buy some space for his keeper, Cardoni.
Here's Elizondo getting in with a decent run here in the second half.
San Antonio's held the lead now for 20 minutes. Tierpak with options.
Good patience from San Antonio.
Just punched out of the 6 to the feet of Morel. Apparently Bersano did not have the confidence he could haul that one in.
The first half it was Cochran. That time it was Noonan getting in isolation around the right-hand side, whipping a ball into the box.
Cardoni being pressured that time by Kelly. And for a guy like Kelly, it's just about staying focused. Eventually your opportunity will come. Our first substitution of the night will come from Reno. And it will be a starting caliber player in Junior Burgos. No stranger to this venue. At a variety of pro levels, has come here as a visitor to San Antonio. As he will come in for Pridham. Burgos with his third appearance, first off the bench this year. Was actually with Atlanta United last year. Of course, most of you will have a red flag go up in your head. Atlanta United did not have a team last year. Instead, he was loaned out, where he would play in the NASL for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Of course, one of the newest franchises in the USL this year, and one of the perfect squads here in this early start. One of 3 teams that are still perfect. Burgos and Cardoni patiently waiting for that awkward hop. It never came as he's able to squash it.
Straight away, you see Burgos coming in, finding feet inside the final third. Just coming in with a buzz and an energy, wants the ball at his feet. Certainly something SAFC will have to manage.
Burgos out of El Salvador, continues the Cal Poly theme. Their first ever player drafted into the MLS Super Draft a few years ago. But he's the guy who's going to give them even additional set piece options. Forbes, space on the wing. And a fantastic recovery by 1868. Billy with the lone goal thus far. Still looking for number 2. I believe it was Kip Colby who really stepped in and was able to shut him down that last time.
That's right. Interesting here, you see Burgos who's coming in kind of the top of midfield underneath Kelly. Finding that space, dragging Pekka around a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what kind of availability comes open for Kelly just by virtue of creating those passing lanes by working Pekka side to side.
Pekka's a guy who shows up to work. Just a quiet force out there on the pitch. You start to take for granted. Burgos with the delivery. Ibiaga got a heel on it, but nothing more. And Reno will settle for a throw here in touch.
You're starting to sense a little bit of a shift here, perhaps with that change of Burgos.
Burgos. Right at Cardoni. Oh, he lulled him to sleep, and at the last second, the bearded keeper able to guide it over the crossbar. Junior Burgos coming off the bench tonight, looking to make an immediate impact.
He's done exactly that. Just in the last couple of minutes, he's been on the ball 6 or 7 times in that final third, creating dangerous chances. That's the second shot he's taken in that time.
And again, with Burgos in the lineup now, he will handle this right-footed delivery from the corner. This is how Reno scored its first ever goal as a franchise. Off of corner delivery from Burgos. Not going to happen this time around. And a rocket. That'll climb up and over the net.
We're certainly seeing an adjustment from Reno with Burgos coming in. SAFC going to be required to make their own adjustments to manage it.
Darren Powell's about to counter with his first substitution of the night. You see the young Maxi Rodriguez, the 21-year-old from right here in San Antonio, played his college ball over at UNC Charlotte for the 49ers. It'll be his 4th appearance overall this year, 3rd off of the bench as Ibiaga being walked off the pitch. Rodriguez got the start in the midfield in that 1-1 draw last Saturday. Still no indication for whom Rodriguez will enter here in a moment. Right now, Ibiaga will come back on after the trainers had looked at him.
Just took that ball from close range right off the front of his face.
And Ibiaga has returned. Even numbers, as Rodriguez will continue to wait for his chance to enter this match. Billy Forbes' goal in the 34th minute, our difference so far. The orange-footed Forbes almost able to sniff out another one. Gives chase to Colby.
Also looks to be part of the design. Colby starting to get forward from that right back position, forcing Billy to come back and defend.
Jackson Ewell was able to turn with that ball, but let it slip just far enough away for the captain Reed for San Antonio to send it away. Again, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC. That's channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XMFC will also air the USL Game of the Week. You can check out USLsoccer.com for the dates and times. As Maxi Rodriguez's time has come. Comes on for the captain, Michael Reed.
The captain did a nice job today, just keeping things steady there in the middle of the park.
At captain's armband now on the left bicep of Rafa Castillo. Rodriguez. Well, Reno has been able to avoid conceding an insurance goal to San Antonio thus far. Hopes that eventually an equalizer will appear here tonight. Looking for Hopno, too tall. Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. Nice job for longtime San Antonio soccer mainstay, Juan Lamadrid, a moment ago, fielding that ball, sent in touch. Goalkeeper's coach has placed his stamp on a lot of programs and clubs throughout the region.
Absolutely. He's done a great job at the collegiate level here locally. A great job with the youth keepers in town. And obviously overseeing the transition of Matt Cardoni from Trinity, where he coached him there, to SAFC here. Certainly impacting the goalkeeping position in San Antonio in a big way. Good bit of rhythm there from SAFC, working out the opposite side.
Something San Antonio has harped on early this season, just simply the efficiency of their passes.
Yeah, I think you want to do everything with a purpose. They seem to be doing a good job of that tonight, really identifying the ideal spaces and times to get into the attacking areas of the field, and when they're not available, doing a good job of just being patient, exercising some intelligence and pulling the ball back.
Well, you see no urgency for SAFC right now, up by a goal, but far from putting that bus in park. Simply a toss coming up for Reno in touch across the way. Well, Reno, after today, will finally head back home to host Colorado Springs next Saturday evening, as they'll put the voices of the Battle-Born Brigade to work. Burgos, a second half sub out to Hopno. One of your men of the opening half. And San Antonio does a good job to answer Hopno with numbers. Forbes has Elizondo. Cesar inside the 18. Insurance for San Antonio. Oh, that connection is anything but new.
What a fantastic touch around that first defender from Billy. And a delightful ball. Weighted just onto the foot of Elizondo as he carried into the edge of the box. And a nice tidy finish to end with.
Elizondo with a couple of assists this year, including on a goal for Billy Forbes. Billy returns the favor.
What a great ball this is. Elizondo does a nice job of keeping that touch away from the recovering defender, drawing the keeper to his left. And then a tidy finish. Interesting too, just on the edge of Reno, looking to shift the momentum of the game and really starting to create some chances going forward. And against the run of play there, SAFC going up 2-0.
Those two were part of bringing a professional soccer championship to San Antonio back in 2014. That was their first season in San Antonio for each professional, each a mid-season acquisition. Castillo was the third member of that triumvirate as he links up with Elizondo, who was hoping for Tierpak, a former teammate of theirs in his own right, to make a run.
Yeah, I think Tierpak was trying to get across from the right-hand side, slipping behind, but just not the right time for that combination.
You just cannot overstate the chemistry that exists for so many of these players in San Antonio. A full off-season to welcome in some newcomers as well.
Absolutely, as we talked about at the start of the broadcast, it's so important to develop camaraderie and to help these players come along and understand how to play alongside each other. And sometimes that just takes a little bit of time, but certainly seeing the fruits of that now. Billy Forbes really continuing to be the catalyst of these dangerous chances here in the second half for SAFC.
Again, we remind you to stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Our first yellow comes out. That's on Pekka for SAFC. You can tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. Don't forget, Sirius XMFC will also air that USL Game of the Week. To learn more, visit uslsoccer.com for those dates and times. Again, our first color emerges from the pocket of our referee Tyler Mitchum today, and it's on San Antonio's Pekka.
Yeah, just came through the back there. Went to ground too early and really didn't have anything else to do.
We talk about that championship that many of these players won on this pitch a few years ago. Pekka was on the short end of that, as was fellow teammate Sean Chin. But again, this venue, this community, if you make enough trips here as a visitor, it starts to seem a bit more appealing to stay a bit longer and sign with this sign.
Absolutely. I think, again, just a testament to the facility and the environment.
Burgos will deliver one to the top of the 18 to Hopino. Oh, Hopino had the right idea, but San Antonio able to get the touch on it. Burgos again. Elizondo fires it right back out. And there'll be no third bite at the apple.
See what this second change here for Reno creates in these final 20 minutes.
Inside of 20 minutes to go on this Saturday evening in the USL. It's a Reno team that had corner kick after corner kick, set piece after set piece in that opening half, continued to knock on the door, but never could quite push that ball across the threshold of Matt Cardoni.
And you see how important set pieces are in these competitive matches.
Have I mentioned the name tonight of Billy Forbes? Just too many dance partners that time.
Yeah, that's right. But again, though, even though he didn't get anything out of it, he drew 8 players back, forcing Reno to have to get back in defense.
It is Seth Kasypli, by the way, who is on for Reno, wearing that 84 on his back. His third appearance off the bench this year for Ian Russell. Kasypli did not go to Cal Poly. He's just a good old-fashioned Cal Golden Bear. He was on that Aztecs team with Chris Tierpak that won the PDL National Championship back in 2013. Burgos trying to come right down Broadway. Castillo matched up with Kasypli.
You see with Kasypli coming in, Von Niederhausen's come out to the right-hand side. That last time trying to get forward and created a space in transition. Rafa just not able to turn it.
Kasypli was the final pick of that 2015 Super Draft a couple years ago by Portland. Ultimately was cut, would play for T2 in the USL. Spent the past couple years with Timbers 2. And that sets up this kick from Burgos. Let's see what he has in mind.
Again, Reno turning not much into a set piece opportunity.
And low stress for Cardoni. In Reno, one draw, a pair of defeats this year. San Antonio, 2 wins, a draw, and has yet to be outscored in this young USL season. San Antonio already 7 points in the table right now, looking up at the Real Monarchs, Sacramento Republic in the Western Conference. Monarchs were perfect coming into the day, traveling to Colorado Springs. Sacramento Republic had 3 wins and a draw thus far. They were in Kansas City today against Swope Park. And several other teams with 6 points on the table, breathing down the neck of San Antonio early on, a team that narrowly missed out on a playoff berth last year. They were in the hunt right to the final day. .5 minutes to find a pair of Reno goals. Again, Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Here you see Reno in possession, really trying to stretch the game out.
Kasypli just a little over a half hour of play this season off the bench. As the back line of San Antonio is pushed up, Cardoni is all by his lonesome, and they'll play on, no foul. Oh, if Reno could have worked it over the top of that back line, there would have been a lot of space to work with Cardoni likely favoring his line.
You see with their spacing, Reno's really starting to open up some area to work.
James again, left-footed delivery. Cardoni will come up with the save. It'll spill loose, and they will concede a corner kick.
You're seeing that back four of SAFC getting stretched, and that's where Dane Kelly's finding the space to be able to pull the trigger there.
Cochran issues that one in touch. Burgos with the corner. Tierpak the first to put a head on it.
Not a bad idea there from Burgos. Certainly a different entry than we've seen. Just kept rising on him.
First half goal from Billy Forbes. Insurance here in the second half from Cesar Elizondo. And Niederhausen in disbelief that this ball goes back over to San Antonio. And Forbes, his lone goal today, 3 goals on this young season, already has been named once to Team of the Week in the USL.
think with a goal and an assist today, might find himself there again.
And that assist was setting up the goal of former and current teammate Cesar Elizondo. And for the second straight week, we'll see the kid as he comes on for Elizondo. Devin Vega from right here in San Antonio.
Been a decent night for Tierpak. Probably would like to have seen him get a little bit more of the ball in that final third, but
yeah, I misspeak. It's not Elizondo coming off. It is Tierpak.
Also good to see Vega getting in, representing the local community.
Vega left San Antonio at age 14 to join FC Dallas's academy. He was the first Alamo City native on the United States U17 team in over a decade, in my recollection.
Yeah, and I think he comes on at a good time here. I think well done by the staff of SAFC to bring the young man on to get him some time. Help bring him along.
Elizondo. 2 for the night. A brace for the Costa Rican.
That was a class finish.
For the second time this 2017 campaign, it's a 3-goal outing for SAFC.
So nicely taken, nice job. Big central defender got forward, battled back, won the ball. Was able to link it up to Elizondo just at the top of the box there, and just a really, really nice finish. Sitting on 10 minutes to go here.
San Antonio is on the verge of capturing points number 8, 9, and 10 for the table here. They did not capture their 10th point last year until May 25th. Their 10th game of the season 1 year ago. Reno does make the change. Brown comes on for Kelly. And for Kelly, a frustrating night at no fault of his own.
Yeah, you know, he just wasn't really able to find much up top in that front line. I think the back line of SAFC did a nice job tonight of not allowing him separation. He did find himself in some space a couple of times, just wasn't able to pull anything off. It's been interesting to me, you know, looking at coming into the game. SAFC sitting on 5 goals, 4 and 1 against, still only conceding 1 goal. That's certainly a recipe for collecting points, isn't it?
Elizondo looking to get others involved now on a night in which he has 2 goals. Vega, hard to miss. Looking for somebody to link up with on the back post. It'll be a corner kick for San Antonio.
Not a bad little spell there from Vega on the right-hand side.
And Vega played 29 minutes in relief last Saturday. Second straight week to make an appearance for Darren Powell.
You can see him coming in with fresh legs, excited to be out here in front of the crowd. Team up 3-0.
Noonan, short corner to Forbes. The clock in favor of the home side here tonight. San Antonio last year, 36 goals scored, 36 goals allowed. Compare that to this year, 8 goals to 1. And San Antonio will continue to apply the pressure. Oh, misplayed by San Antonio. Looking to maintain the clean sheet. Just not enough support up front for Reno. Don't forget to follow SAFC on social media for the latest news and updates this season. You can find them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at San Antonio FC. Opperno able to eat up some real estate and win this ball back for Reno.
At this point, SAFC just want to make sure they don't give up anything silly.
Remember, Reno made it a little too interesting last week against the Real Monarchs. Down by 3 goals late, able to come up with a pair.
And certainly shown tonight that they've got the ability to create chances.
It was Kelly who had those goals. He's already come out. That ball slips through. Chance from 17. Saved again by Cardoni.
What a great save. Up high and to his left there. Did a great job of extending.
Sense of urgency now for Reno. Back to live action. Burgos delivers to the back post. It's sent over the crossbar. And San Antonio maintains that 0 for now in Reno's column.
Jackson Ewell yet again. Ball at his feet inside the 18-yard box, forcing Cardoni to make a big save to preserve the clean sheet thus far.
The 23-year-old, his 3rd year as a professional. All here in San Antonio. Again, last year able to win that job and also, again, win the hearts of the fans as one of the favorites to suit up each night. Dangerous contest for that ball. Elizondo took a header to the back of his head, and again, doesn't matter who's the aggressor, nobody comes out the winner.
No, you never like to see head-to-head.
We'll get another look here in a moment. The forehead to the back of the head of Elizondo. It looked like actually the temple of Morel.
Yeah.
Ian Morel making his 2nd appearance this year, the Canadian. And he may have busted open Elizondo along the way.
We were talking about Cardoni transitioning into the pro game now, 3 years in. A San Antonio product from high school. Attended Trinity here in San Antonio collegiately. Was an All-American there and made a nice transition to the pro game. Just speaks to the growth of the game in the United States. When you look at a market like San Antonio, it's been a relatively small market through the course of time. And just great to see him come in and have the success that he has. Not just in terms of being a crowd favorite, but what he's doing between the pipes has been fantastic over the last couple of years.
He has a 3-goal lead here tonight thanks to the opening score in the first half from Billy Forbes, the last 2 from Cesar Elizondo. Elizondo, there will be no hat trick tonight. He has now officially come off for Ali Alberto Hassan. Longtime professional out of Florida. Spent a lot of time playing in the Sunshine State. Morel back on his feet.
Nice to see both of those players get back up and walk off.
Reno has already used all 3 of its subs, so the hope is that Morel will be okay to return. But with the score 3-0, if that's not the case, Reno will be, you imagine, comfortable just go ahead and leaving him on the bench. So this wraps up a 3-game homestand for San Antonio. They now travel next week up north of the border to face the Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 next Saturday. You can can watch that kickoff live on SanAntonioFC.com. For San Antonio, that'll begin a 3-match road swing through the Pacific Northwest, Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland. I'm going to guess a little rain in their future.
Quite possibly.
They'll come back here for another triumvirate of games, including the first ever matchup between Sacramento Republic and SAFC here in San Antonio. Sacramento did not come to South Texas last year. And a little hip offered that time. Sends Vega to the deck.
Kevin Vega again making himself known in the time he's had tonight.
Welcome to the USL.
That's right. Won himself a free kick there.
That hip belonged to Jimmy Ockford. Rafa Castillo, dangerous from this distance. We'll see what he has in mind. He'll witness it as it goes to the far post. The left-footed delivery from Noonan, but nobody to play with. So it was a 1-0 matchup at the half, thanks to that young man, Billy Forbes. His 3rd goal this season.
It was really at that point when Reno had started to turn the tides, I thought, like starting to win some of the possession and create some chances.
And there's that hip again. Jimmy Ockford dishing it out here in the closing minutes last year. He suited up for the Cosmos in their pursuit of another NASL title up in New York. He was on loan from Seattle. Ibiaga still battling the full 90. And they'll call the foul on the Scorpion center, on the SAFC center back. He's learned well from Tim Duncan, hasn't he? Just need to put those palms to the sky.
That's right.
Burgos looking to leave his mark in his most recent visit here to San Antonio. No fewer than 4 minutes of added time here down the stretch. The fans behind Vega. Tripped up in the box. A penalty coming up.
Good for the young man. He did a great job of getting on that right-hand side, cutting in, forcing the defender to have to make a play. Came out on the right end of a penalty call.
Born in December of 1998.
Oh, goodness.
It appears it'll be Castillo to handle the penalty. Rafa with a hesitation. 4-0. SAFC. Three goals of insurance. All 4 goals tonight from familiar faces here in the Alamo City.
You see Bersano just biting on that little hesitation.
Last year's leading goal scorer for the franchise with 5, now with 2 here in the first month of play. San Antonio a little more confident. They'll wake up tomorrow and see 10 points in the table, keeping them near the top of the Western Conference standings in the USL.
I think with this early homestand, it was so important to come out with points, and they've done that.
It would be 2 wins and a draw here at home, and the lone road matchup, a victory down in the valley to start off the season. And not much left in the tank. Simply a goal kick coming up for Cardone.
I think a point of note for you young fans out there watching the broadcast, so important when you get into that final third of the field, keep the pressure on the defender. You're seeing all these chances coming from these wide areas where these attacking players are beating players off the dribble, running at defenders in isolation, and just how much is being created from that. The last of which was Devin Vega getting inside and getting a penalty drawn.
Be a lot of smiling fans exiting Toyota Field here tonight, continuing their Fiesta celebration. I think the only thing they could complain about perhaps was, I think there was a sentiment they wanted Vega to have a chance to line up at the spot.
I think Vega was hoping to get that chance too.
For his first professional goal.
Yeah, he probably an argument to be made that he earned it.
If that's what we're debating with just a few seconds left in a match, things are going pretty well for SAFC.
That's right.
Brown juggling. Back over to San Antonio, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, I think after the initial untidiness of the game, SAFC have done a great job of getting hold of the ball.
The game winner came from Billy Forbes in the 34th minute. A brace from Elizondo, and the final punctuation on the PK from Castillo. As Darren Powell's San Antonio side now 3 wins and a draw, 10 points in the table.
Yeah, as I said, I think, with this early homestand coming off the initial game on the road, so important to get points, especially leading into this 3-game road swing that they're about to take. They'll be happy with these points tonight for sure.
When the Spurs took over a year ago, you knew something special was happening here in the Alamo City, and it is really quickly coming to fruition here at Toyota Field. SAFC's next match, reminder, is this upcoming Saturday. They'll hit the road up in Canada to take on Vancouver Whitecaps FC2. You can watch that kickoff live on SanAntonioFC.com. For Lance Key, I'm Lincoln Rose. Our final score from Toyota Field. SAFC delights the home crowd. 4-0 your final. Following has been a presentation of United Soccer League and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting side. Don't pretend it's just a two-man broadcast. Our microphones will pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night. They'll keep it tight. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting side. Pretend it's just a two-man broadcast. Our microphones will pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night. They'll keep it tight. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting side. Championship here to the Alamo City. And Billy Forbes is plugged right back in. Castillo inside the 18. Right boot! Oh, it was on the money, deflected up and over the championship here to the Alamo City. And Billy Forbes is plugged right back in. Castillo inside the 18. Right boot! Oh, it was on the money, deflected up and over the... Forbes. It'll be a line drive into the arms of Bersano. Forbes. It'll be a line drive into the arms of Bersano. Onto the boot of Yule. Shot from 25. It'll simply be a goal kick. Another dangerous Hopino. Onto the boot of Yule. Shot from 25. It'll simply be a goal kick. Another dangerous spot with that headgear. Right now, just outside your screen. He'll look in for the rebound on the back post. Bersano does not allow him that opportunity with the spot with that headgear. Right now, just outside your screen. He'll look in for the rebound on the back post. Bersano does not allow him that opportunity with Don't pretend it's just a two-man broadcast. Our microphones will pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night. They'll keep it tight. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting Sun. Pretend it's just a two-man broadcast. Our microphones will pick up all the supporters groups throughout the night. They'll keep it tight. Cardoni able to squeeze it in. So San Antonio survives back-to-back corners from Reno early on. Great opportunity for the visiting Sun. Championship here to the Alamo City. And Billy Forbes is plugged right back in. Castillo inside the 18. Right boot. Oh, it was on the money. Deflected up and over the championship here to the Alamo City. And Billy Forbes is plugged right back in. Castillo inside the 18. Right boot. Oh, it was on the money. Deflected up and over the... Forbes. It'll be a line drive into the arms of Bersano. Forbes. It'll be a line drive into the arms of Bersano. Onto the boot of Yule. Shot from 25. It'll simply be a goal kick. Another dangerous Hopino. Onto the boot of Yule. Shot from 25. It'll simply be a goal kick. Another dangerous spot with that headgear. Right now, just outside your screen. He'll look in for the rebound on the back post. Bersano does not allow him that opportunity with spot with that headgear. Right now, just outside your screen. He'll look in for the rebound on the back post. Bersano does not allow him that opportunity with...